That's a tough one to talk about. It was a good ball game for a while there. Our pitcher, obviously, we were up against a tough pitcher, and our pitcher was equal to the task. His first 2 innings, he was outstanding, getting a lot of ground balls. We were making the plays. It was a crisply played game. We got a base hit. We got a guy into scoring position. We didn't cash in, against a tough pitcher. And then, their guy hits but when the ball left the bat, I thought it was just a routine fly ball to right field. And the wind just kept knocking it down and pushing it down. And next thing you know, the batter standing on third base. At worst, I thought it was just going to be a bloop to right field and a single, but it ends up being a triple. And now, they drive in the runner and we're down 1-0. And then in the fifth inning, they didn't hit the ball particularly hard. They had a bunt that stayed fair. They blooped one over the first baseman's head. I think they had at one point 6 hits, and 2 of them were bloops and 1 was a bunt. And I think Marceau was pitching a lot better than what had been indicated. And then he started to tire there in the 5th inning, and they started to get to him. And then obviously when we went to the bullpen, things got out of control, and it just, unraveled. They're such a good team. They just took advantage of it, and it ended up being not a pretty sight. So, it wasn't one of our most proud moments, that's for sure. Anybody have any questions?
Paul, you had said that last week against Tennessee, it wasn't, you at least were able to pull some things from that because their games were close, but that you hadn't gotten, sort of blown out like this. Does that just make it that much more difficult to handle that you felt so far out of the game there by the end?
What was the last part, Wilson? I couldn't understand.
Did it just make it makes it more difficult to handle because by the end the score was just so far out of reach?
Yeah, this was a tough one. There wasn't a lot of bright moments tonight. It got a little bit sloppy there at the end, and it was not a fun thing to watch tonight. It's hard to see much silver lining out of what we saw tonight at the end. So it was one of those nights where you don't, you're just very disappointed in what we represented out there tonight.
Well, in the past, you've talked about, young players having a physical adjustment to the game, whether that be adjusting to SEC hitting or SEC pitching. Do you feel like there's more of a mental barrier this year, given how young your team is at the core?
Adam, I think there's both. I think the first time around this league, there's adjustment physically, there's adjustment skills-wise, there's an adjustment mentally. I mean, 7 of the 9 players in our lineup, this is the first time through the SEC, and there's a huge adjustment in a lot of ways for them. I think we've got some really good players in that group, and they're going to continue to get better, but they're going to have to endure it. I reach back sometimes and look at history, and back my first year here in 2007, I played 4 freshmen every day, and we took our lumps sometimes, and it was hard to endure some days. It really was. But Blake Dean and Sean Ochenko and Jared Mitchell and Ryan Schimpf, they gained an awful lot of experience, even though it was hard to accept some days, but they got better because of it. And, some of these young kids that we're playing out there, they're going to get better because of it, but it's hard to take it some days. Today was a really hard day. We're up against a really good ball club. They got a lot of veteran players. They obviously have, tremendous pitcher out there tonight. And, you tip your hat to those guys. They were like sharks in the water. When they smelled blood tonight, they went for it. And unfortunately we were the chum in the water.
Hey, Coach. I mean, does the message change after a game like that? I mean, what do you tell your players, in a blowout loss?
Who's asking the question? I can't tell.
It's Glenn.
Okay, Glenn, I'm sorry. What'd you ask?
Yeah, I mean, just the message change, in kind of a loss like this where really nothing goes right, as opposed to, like you said last week, where you guys did some things right and, just still came up on the short end. I mean, just where are the players' psyche, I guess, after a loss like this?
Well, the message tonight is all about pride. This is this uniform that we wear. We're representing a great tradition and a great history in this program, and a lot of great players that have come before us. And we can go one of two ways. You can feel sorry for yourselves and point fingers, or you can go out there tomorrow night with energy and enthusiasm and play the game the right way and represent the uniform the way it's supposed to be represented. And wins and losses are going to happen. I don't care who you are, but how you represent your university is what's most important to me. And that's what I want to see tomorrow. I want to see our team coming out tomorrow and hustling and playing with energy and playing with confidence and going about their business in a very professional and enthusiastic way. When you get beat like we did tonight, it's very easy to get down and not display that kind of professionalism. And I just wanted to remind them of who they're representing, and they need to think about that tonight. Okay.
All right, y'all can start with questions for Dylan.
Dylan, David from Rivals. I know there was a players only meeting this week. Coach Mainieri just said he was talking to the team about pride and who you play for and what you play for after the game. My question is there a concern that this team is, just like things are breaking down, or where is this team in terms of its psyche right now?
I mean, I think it's all going to come together. This team has really good chemistry all around, but I mean, I feel like tomorrow we're going to come out as a whole different team, a whole different ball club, and show who we really are. Obviously we've had a few rough games, but we're going to leave it all out tomorrow and show who we really are.
Why do you think that, Dylan? Why do you think tomorrow's going to be different?
Like I said, we had a few rough games. I believe that since we got punched in the gut today, we're going to come out tomorrow and like I said, show who we really are and leave it out on the field.
Cool. Thanks.
Dylan, it seemed like it just all of a sudden got out of hand really fast. Was there a turning point? Did you feel a turning point at some point tonight?
Yeah, in the third or fourth inning, when I dropped the ball out in right field, I dove forward and dropped it. That was kind of a turning point. I definitely should have caught that, and but we to answer back, as quickly as possible. That's a really good ball club over there, but we're a really good team too. So, we really got to get some runners on base and score some runs for sure. I mean, it's hard to defend 17 hits, but like I said, we gotta get on base and score runs.
What was the tone of Coach Mainieri's post-game message there about, figuring out what you're playing for?
I mean, yeah, he was just asking us, represent your team, the right way you're supposed to. I mean, no matter what the score is, if we're getting beat by like today, 12, 13 runs, or if we're winning by 12, 13 runs, represent your way and, represent the players who played in the past and before you. So that's why I believe that tomorrow's going to be a different day.
Dylan, is there a concern that this team is not doing that? Take out the wins and losses, but is it a concern that the team is not representing how they're supposed to be?
I mean, we've had a few rough games. Some body language, could be an issue, but and we're gonna come out tomorrow. I feel like a whole different team.
Real quick on Kumar Rocker, was he doing anything? Obviously he's a great pitcher. Was there anything in particular that he was doing tonight to keep y'all off the bases so effectively?
He was just coming right at us, really. He was coming right at us and being aggressive. And we weren't being aggressive on our end, and we were getting behind sometimes. And he did a good job up there. So hats off to him.
Any more questions for Dylan? Thank y'all.